Hello. So, Amber, Jackrabbit, we're going to have a little chat with you today about some of the things that are going on. I know you guys are doing a lot of things and have done some really good things for the Kids Activity Center industry.
hmm
I know there's been a lot of good things happening with gymnastics and so forth. Um, you guys have been one of a number of organizations that I think have given a little bit of a ray of light and assistance to those struggling and those gym owners and gym gym clubs that have needed a little bit of help. You've definitely done your piece. We're going to talk a little bit about a couple of things so people understand what Jackrabbit's all about. And I know you guys are coming up to a really big effort to kind of help educate and help get gyms back on track shortly. Do you want to talk a little bit about your virtual conference that's coming up soon?
Absolutely. So next month, July 13th and 14th, Jackrabbit's going to host our very first virtual conference. It's called Ignite, and you're hearing about it first here. We'll have two tracks. We'll have a track that's for anyone new or anyone who's interested in Jackrabbit, and then we'll have another track that's for clients. And you can expect anything from how to streamline processes in Jackrabbit to how to retain Generation Z, how to rebuild your brand and things outside of Jackrabbit. You'll also hear from the partners that we integrate with, and the best part about it is there's no cost. So no travel expenses, really a great time for you to just dive into your business and learn.
Awesome. And is that going to be like a virtual, well, it is a virtual conference. Is that going to be used through like a Zoom type situation, or how
Um,
do people find you and how do people sign up to it?
Absolutely. So the webpage is about to go live. So that's why I'm saying you're hearing about it first here. And then it's going to be hosted through a company called On24. So it's going to feel like a really different experience than Zoom. You'll basically show up into a lobby and then you'll be able to pick your classes and tracks. So if you want to go from one track to the next, just based on the content being presented, you have the ability to do that. And it will all be available on demand as well.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And what we'll do is we'll put the link as soon as you have the link,
sure.
share it with us, and we'll make sure the link goes with the with this. So anybody
Yeah,
that's watching this,
absolutely.
you can sign up and get involved.
hmm
Now I know also during this period, during the lockdown and so forth, you guys have been doing a number of things, to have the backs of your clients and new clients that have come on board. You've been giving them the same things, all from integrating virtual classes all the way to helping out with costs. So do you want to share a little bit about that stuff?
Yeah, so we've provided a lot of resources. We started with a COVID-19 resource center, and then we built into a Road to Reopening resource center, and that was hosted in our help center for anyone to be able to access and rely on. But the biggest thing that we did is we gave a 20% discount starting in April, and that has continued. So not only our clients that have been with us, but anyone new signing up is getting that 20% discount honored. So at this point, we have given $450,000 back to
Wow.
youth activity centers. And we will continue to do that as long as we feel it's necessary. Our leadership team is doing a really great job at monitoring where states are and reopening. And we service around the world. So just seeing where everyone is and making sure that we make a decision that is helpful to everyone that we serve.
Right, because we obviously we want to make sure that every gym is able to get through and reopens,
Mhm.
thrives. It makes sense to us, even from a, obviously it's a giving thing that you guys are doing, but just from us, I always like to look at the self-serving nature of things
Mhm.
because it oftentimes leads to the truth of things. And the
Absolutely.
reality is, it makes a lot of sense for the gyms to get that 20% to help them get through. It might not be the only thing that gets them through, but it
Right.
could be a significant thing.
Absolutely.
And the
And it,
more gyms that we can have survive,
mhm.
the better it is off for all of
Yeah.
us. And you know, and I don't want to poo-poo or belittle what you're doing for gyms, but we all need gyms to survive and do well. And I'm grateful as a server of gyms that you
Mhm.
guys are helping them, because that 20%, depending on the size of the gym, could be significant.
Absolutely.
Really
Yeah, and
special.
as a girl who grew up dancing and was at the dance studio every day, I can't imagine not being able to go take my dance classes. I mean, that's an
Right.
outlet for children. It keeps them healthy, it keeps mental clarity. So it was not a question from the top, do we do this or not? And we just did it across the board instead of looking at
Right.
where our customers are and what vertical they serve. It was all Jackrabbit clients, new and existing.
From what I understand, and I appreciate too, is there has been a lot of companies that have done things for their customers. I mean,
Mhm.
I bank, and I have a company that I borrow money from, as a like a line of credit that we use for cash flow stuff and for different things that we do. And all of them we had to reach out to. From what I understand with Jackrabbit, you guys actually reached out to your clients and offered it and
Yes.
said, this is not a, we're just doing this for you,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, we didn't really wait for anyone to ask. We were very proactive. We made the decision. I remember it clearly. Um, it was mid-March, and we thought, oh, this isn't really that bad. And literally over the weekend, everything just fell apart in the youth activity center space. And so not only did our product team whip together some fast track enhancements within like 48 hours, but it was, a decision that let's not wait for people to ask how we can help. Let's just help them.
Right. That's great. And I think it says a lot about Jackrabbit, to be honest. Um, talking about that, let's talk about Amber. Let's talk about Amber Smith a little bit. So Amber, you're with Jackrabbit. I've spoken to you a number of times, and you're always got such a big, bright smile, and you're always such a happy Jackrabbit employee. Tell us a little bit from an Amber Smith standpoint about why you love Jackrabbit, because it's obvious that you do. Obviously, it's part of your job. But you can't pretend to enjoy working for an employer the way I know you do. So give us a
Yeah.
little bit of an inside feeling of what Jackrabbit's all about and why you enjoy it so much.
Yeah, so I have been with the Jackrabbit team since December of 2015, so almost my 5-year anniversary. But like I mentioned before, I was a dancer. I worked in a dance studio office. I was an instructor, so I knew that side of it. But from the moment that I looked at Jackrabbit, I was like, wow, this company is doing something different than what other software companies were doing that I used. And then, I applied for the job and I got it. And from the moment I walked in the door, everyone was so inviting. Everyone was so nice. And it's 100% work from home, but we have a great way of connecting with each other. I never feel like I'm far away from my fellow teammates. As cliche as it sounds, it's like one big happy family. But culture is really important because we are 100% remote. So if you remove the whole COVID-19 thing and everyone pivoting to work from home, we've always worked from home, and our team has done a really good job of making sure that we're all constantly connected. The whole company gets together once a year at our annual meeting, and we have people from Canada, on the West Coast and Vancouver, and all the way across the United States, and we all bond. We do some service stuff together. It's just some of my best friends work at Jackrabbit, and it really comes from the top. You can tell that every person is passionate about what they contribute, whether it's someone in support answering live chats or it's someone in product building the next enhancement. We are all here for the right reasons, and I just honestly enjoy it.
It's easy to take care of people when you're being taken care of, right?
Absolutely. And we are constantly taken care of. So I am very thankful to Mike and Mark for the company that they have built. This is probably the happiest I've ever been. I came from a company, completely different industry, but it was more of a corporate America job, and you were just a number. So to come to a company where they know things about you and your family and there's true care, it's refreshing.
Right. And I I know that, when companies tend to treat their people like individuals, typically they treat their customers like individuals. And, a lot of corporate America and some of these bigger software companies, they will treat each of their clients, like you said, a number.
Mm-hmm.
And that does go all the way up to the top. As you said, your leadership is obviously in touch with people and want to do the right thing by people. And the reality is our ultimate customer that we're serving are little kids.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And we need a, and there's a special kind of way that I think successful successful organizations that are working with that kind of client base operates. And you can see it across the industry, and you guys definitely are there. So, I thank you for being. It feels like a short little chit chat, but I could chat with you for a long period of time. Thank you for all the stuff that you're doing for the gymnastics community. I know that it's very appreciated by many, and I do recommend. We work with a lot of different organizations, and for those of you that are watching, I do recommend if you're unhappy with your operating systems, or you're looking at ways to improve your business, that at very least look into what Jackrabbit does. Obviously look into what we do as well at Creatively Disruptive, but definitely Jackrabbit is a partner that Creatively Disruptive enjoys working with. We also like the open communication. We share information. Not everything can be done exactly when we want it done, because you guys have probably a list as long as my arm of things that you'd like to improve. But I will say that Jackrabbit, on their behalf, is open to feedback. And I'm guessing you guys probably, a lot of your improvements are based on feedback from your clients as well, right? I think a ton of
it. We actually have an idea portal. So it allows people to go in and say, I would really like this feature, and this is what it would help me with, and it would save me this time. And then other users can vote on it. And our product team is constantly looking in that, seeing what new ideas were added, what's getting the most votes, what's trending, and then that gets slated into our upcoming roadmap.
Awesome.
So a lot of it is from our client base telling us what they need, because what good is it if we think it's great and they don't find it useful?
I've been caught in that myself a lot of times. Like, we've built our ad campaigns and I'm like, this is going to be the best ad campaign that we've ever done, and then it falls on its face. Whereas when we test it and let the community tell us what is the right way, oftentimes that works out. So thank you, Amber. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you for all Jackrabbit's doing, and thank you, Amber, too. You're always a pleasure to chat to.
Yay! Thank you for having me.
No problem.